Hello and good morning everyone. So today is the fourth trading session of this week. So let's get started with today's top stocks and news. The first one is Infosys, where the company's net profit is down by 1.6% at 6,920 crores versus 7,033 crores on quarter-on-quarter basis. If you look at the rupee revenue, it is up by 3.3% at 42,279 crores. EBIT is again up by 3% at 8,803 crores and margins are reported at 20.8% versus 21%. If you look at the constant currency revenue, it is a growth rate of 2.6% on quarterly basis versus the estimate of 1.5%. Also, CC revenue growth guidance raised to 1.3% from 0 to 3%. Along with that, large deal total contract value is reported at $3.8 billion and attrition rate is reported at 14.4% versus 14.1% on quarterly basis. The next stock which you need to look at is Tata Consumer, where the company's net profit is up by 15% at 332 crores. Revenue is again up by 10% at 4,779 crores. EBITDA is down by 9% and margins are reported at 12.7% versus 15.3%. If you look at the other segment, Indian Food saw 14% jump on Y&Y basis. Along with that, company targets broad-based FMCG growth across multiple verticals, and international business continued its momentum with a 5% constant currency revenue growth driven by strong coffee performance in the USA. The next stock which you need to look at in today's trading session is Bajaj Housing Finance, where the company's net profit is up by 21% at 583 crores versus 482 crores on a yearly basis. If you look at the EBITDA side, it is again up by 18.4% at 2,615 crores. And the operational numbers are also on a stronger side. The company's AUM reported 24% jump on a yearly basis at 1,20,420 crores. Net interest income of the company also saw 33% jump. PPOP also raised by 25% and margins, and also along with that, the asset quality of the company are on a stable side. The next stock which you need to look at is Dr. Reddy's, because company's net profit is up by 1.8% at 1,417 crores. Revenue is up by 11.4%. EBITDA is again up by 5%. But if you look at the margin side, it is contracted slightly, reported at 26.7% versus 28.2%. Basically, it is due to the North American sales downgraded by 11% at 3,410 crores versus 3,846 crores, and this drop led by pricing pressure, especially in the generic Revlimid. European sales, if you look at, there is a good jump of 142% on Y&Y basis, boosted by strong demand in nicotine replacement therapy, and India business also saw 11% jump on Y&Y basis, reported at 1,471 crores. The next stock which you need to look at is Persistent System, where the company's net profit is up by 7.4% at 425 crores versus 395 crores on quarterly basis. If you look at the dollar revenue, it is again up by 4% at $390 million versus $375 million on quarter-on-quarter basis. Also, rupee revenue is up by 3% at 3,333 crores on quarterly basis, and operational numbers are also on a stable side. Margins are reported at 15.5% versus 15.6% on quarter-on-quarter basis. The next stock which you need to look at is Cigniti Technologies, where the company's net profit is reported at 66 crores versus 10.5 crores on yearly basis. Revenue is also on a 14% higher side, reported at 535 crores versus 468 crores. Operational numbers are again on a stronger side. If you look at the EBIT, it is up by 97% at 81.4 crores versus 41 crores, and margins are also expanded by 6% on Y&Y basis. The next stock which you need to look at in today's trading session is Oracle Financial, where the company's profit is up by 4% at 642 crores. Revenue is again up by 6.4% at 1,852 crores. Operational numbers are also on a stronger side, whereas EBITDA is up by 1% and margins are slightly contracted by 2%, reported at 45% versus 47% on Y&Y basis. The next stock which you need to look at is IEX, because electricity regulator decided to introduce market coupling in DAM from January 2026. Different power exchanges will act as market coupling operator on rotational basis. Now, IEX business enters into the new uncertainty, and this decision to implement market coupling against the reports submitted by Grid India has come across as negative. The next stock which you need to look at in today's trading session is Natco Pharma, because company will acquire 36% stake in Adcock Holding for 2,000 crores. The next stock which you need to look at in today's trading session is Tata Chemicals, because it will be excluded from future and option segment effective from 1st of October 2025, and no new F&O contract of Tata Chemical will be issued post 1st of October. The next stock which you need to look at in today's trading session is BEML, because company received order worth 294 crores from Ministry of Defence for supply of HMV 6x6. The next stock is INX Wind, because company approved issue of equity share worth 1,250 crores, right issue price set at 120 rupees per share, and the record date is 29th of July. The next stock which you need to look at is IndusInd Bank. Company is going to raise 20,000 crores fund via debt securities to augment capital worth 10,000 crores, and the promoter of the bank to collectively have the right to nominate up to 2 directors on the board. Jayant Deshmukh ceases as non-executive independent director with respect from 23rd of July 2025. So these were some of the stock which you need to look at in today's trading session. Thank you. Bye-bye.